Americans' confidence in their ability to pay off their credit card debt is slipping amid the COVID pandemic. According to Compare Card's monthly credit card, it's the first time that numbers are down since last November. About a quarter of cardholders say they're not confident they could pay their balances in full this month. Compare Card says the uncertainty surrounding unemployment benefits mean all bets are off when it comes to predicting cardholder confidence in the next few months. And it seems one of the largest credit card companies is taking note. According to Bloomberg News, Capital One is cutting borrowing limits on credit cards. Customers took to social media to complain after receiving emails informing them their ability to borrow was being cut. Capital One did not say how many accounts were impacted.